My name's Milan Sova. You know me well from The Weave because you're all dedicated viewers of The Weave blog. And this is my friend, Mr. Keefe. Full name, please?
O'Keefe Foster.
O'Keefe Foster.
Yeah, do I have to
Age?
introduce myself?
Age?
I'm 19. I'm a youngin'.
And you are studying here at St. Lawrence?
I am stuttering. I'm studying government. I'm with like a focus in political science and international relations.
Perfect.
Nice.
All right. Well, let's start off. We've already asked this question, but so you should be all right with it.
All right.
What inspired you to make this film, and what was the process of transferring the ideas that you had behind it into a full-length documentary, a fantastic full-length documentary, into Abyssinia?
Well, I tell this to everybody. It's kind of like a disclaimer. Basically, the documentary was really spontaneous. We didn't really know what we were getting into when we started. Basically, I was a sophomore in high school, and I knew I was interested in film, and I didn't know how I could facilitate that, and I figured the best thing to do was kind of jump into it and just do whatever and just film everything and kind of learn the ropes. So this opportunity came along where my family, my mother specifically, was organizing a volunteer trip to Ethiopia, and we'd be spending 2 weeks in the capital city, driving around, seeing what we could do to help, and trying to lay the groundwork for an eventually starting this organization that my mom now leads called the Human Capital Foundation, more specifically the Swampta Project. And I just kind of jumped on the trip and I said, Mom, I'd like to go, I'd like to help out, and also I'd like to bring a camera along and just film. And I found, and it was kind of like half-hearted, like, I'll make a film. But then I heard my buddy Adam, who I knew through skating, and he was a family friend, he was going on the trip as well. And he's a sophomore. He was at the time. He was just finished his freshman year at Savannah College of Art and Design, majoring in film. So when we both kind of found out that we were doing it, we decided to combine forces, and that's when the project became much more serious. But still, we really didn't know what we were getting into. Basically, we thought, we'll go and we'll film, and then we'll kind of just put it into a narrative, and it'll be kind of a travel log. And so we went over, and it was shot in 2 weeks. And then the editing process took about 3 years because we basically had 60 hours of footage. Not very well filmed footage. Audio is a little rough too. And we decided, a travel log is going to be really boring. Nobody wants to watch, 2 weeks of people going around in Africa. I mean, it's cool, but at the same time, it's not a very compelling film. And so we looked at our footage and we realized that we were drawn to several characters in particular over the course of the trip. And we decided to focus on those characters and really actually just kind of emphasize their storylines and emphasize kind of their motives and their past and how it influences it. And then as we were editing after the trip, their storylines continued and they became that much more compelling because they were dealing with a couple people. We were studying adopted kids, and so they were going through the adoption process, and then they were going through the integration into the family and stuff like that. So I think we started from kind of humble beginnings, and then it just kind of slowly, us taking it day by day and just working through the problems, evolved into something much bigger. And I think about halfway through, we were kind of like, wow, this could be a lot bigger. We could make this into a seriously good film that has a real actual message, something to say. Mm-hmm. So that's kind of what the project was.
Now, we were discussing this a little bit earlier. The film does take kind of like a American kind of perspective on the situation. Mm-hmm. It's mostly following the families or the people that are looking to adopt and kind of their storyline, mm-hmm. as well as the storyline of your sister going and meeting your family. But tell me a little bit about the next project that you're talking about, where you actually wanted to go and film the children kind of beginning to end.